Yo, what's good, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about some huge changes coming to Battlebit Remastered. For the first 7 weeks of the game, we haven't seen any weapon or balance changes, but it looks like it will all be changing this weekend. The devs have acknowledged that things need to be changes, but the priority has always been to get the community server API up and running so that custom community lobbies can be created. Well, it appears that yesterday, on August 1st, around noon Pacific, that core API has finished being built. And with that, the devs have immediately shifted gears, and we have the biggest Battlebit update coming to us very soon. All of these screenshots are pulled from the upcoming updates channel in the official Battlebit Discord. Mr. Okidoki is the lead developer of Battlebit Remastered. These are all updates personally pushed through by him. About 10 hours after finishing the API core, it was announced that clan submissions will reopen soon and that players will have to be at least Prestige 1 to submit a clan creation request. Along with this, used clan invites won't be deleted after use, and expired codes will no longer be counted towards the total invite number. I know that clan functionality has been a big problem for a lot of people, and seeing this get fixed along with the release of community servers will hopefully make it so we start seeing some clan battles to go alongside the public lobbies in the server browser. Now, I know that hearing you need to hit Prestige 1 to create a clan might seem very daunting. It took me about 180 hours of playtime to hit my first Prestige, but Oki goes on to address this, stating that progression will be made easier on higher ranks and that the average player will hit level 200 instead of being stuck around rank 60 to 80. He even goes on to say that progression will become easier starting at level 15. If true, definitely expect to see a lot of people leveling much faster. Now, these changes alone are pretty awesome. But 14 hours after these were posted around noon on August 2nd, the day this video is being made, the real juicy updates started getting pushed. First, we see that the Assault class is going to be getting some huge buffs. The entire arsenal of PDWs and DMRs are now going to be available to the Assault class, as well as the Ranger armor that was previously exclusive to medics and snipers. These are some big changes, as the Assault class was previously locked to only assault rifles. I'm super excited to see how the unique passives work in tandem with this new arsenal. A faster ADS time plus reload time on the P90 alone will be very interesting to see in action. The AS Val is also being added to the Assault class, but not the Scorpion. So I'm curious if the Val is being moved to the PDW section or if it will still remain a carbine, you just don't get the Scorpion. Either way, these are some great quality of life changes for the Assault class. Another thing that I kind of glossed over there is the Ranger armor that's unique to medics and snipers gives a bonus 2 mags. Currently, Assault only gets that heavy armor. That heavy armor gives you 1 additional magazine and 1 additional grenade, but you lose some movement speed. So maintaining that nice movement speed that medics get, as long as having an additional ammo to go with your arsenal, it's really nice things to see. More versatility for the Assault class, so you feel more at freedom and not just locked in to this let me hold an angle roll. Now for the biggest, most requested weapon change that the community has been begging for. The Vector is getting nerfed. It's getting nerfed hard. Vector's damage is being adjusted from 24 to 22 damage per bullet. To put that in perspective, previously to 4-shot with a Vector, you need to hit at least 1 headshot. This change will make it so you now need 2 headshots to perform a 4-shot kill. Along with this, the damage drop-off now kicks in at 10 meters rather than 50. For me personally, I felt that this was always the biggest change that needed to be implemented for the Vector and SMGs in general. In Battlebit, a fight at 50 meters is that's a long range fight. Even with an assault rifle having the best recoil control, unless you're using like an M4 or like specific guns with very low recoil, it's a hard fight. It's a very hard fight to take. And most fights that you have in Battlebit, infantry wise, are 20 to 30 meters. So knocking this down to 10 meters really puts the Vector into this is your CQC weapon. You're no longer, if you're using an assault rifle, you should no longer be losing a medium range fight against a Vector. Along with this, the Quick Mag is now going to only hold 36 bullets instead of 40. I appreciate this change because a very strong part of the Vector is that it was the only SMG with the 40-round Quick Mag while also maintaining a 1.1 movement speed. Effectively removing 1 kill from each magazine is a nice way to prevent those multiple kill, like 5-6 kill clips that you see frequently used by Vector users, where you're just spraying down, mowing down big packs of people. So I'm excited to see this into action, and I'm also super excited to see how this increases the use and like the usage rate of the MP7 and the PP2000 and the MP5. I feel like the Vector being the only SMG that had this 40-round quick mag really forced it into the you must use this SMG or you're kind of trolling. Now the MP7 with its 30-round quick mag, and it's still the only SMG with the 4-shot body shot kill rate, I expect to see a lot more MP7 play, and that's pretty exciting because that's a level 0 gun, so everyone has it. So it's always nice when a gun that you start the game with is strong and can carry you through the whole game. If all this wasn't enough, the ACR and the AK5C are both getting some big buffs. The ACR is currently in a weird spot where it's really good at around 20 to 30 meters, but it's also the same range where SMGs are really good as well. So it was kind of hard to make it work. I personally used it a bunch to try to make it work. I have a fun little running gun class with it. I've been able to drop high kill games with it and stuff, but it was always like we called it the CQC assault rifle. And so now I feel like with these changes, it will be more of an assault rifle. The ADS time is being reduced by nearly 20%, and the run speed is getting around a 5% buff. This will make the ACR the only assault rifle with the default run speed of 1.05, which is the same run speed that you get with the P90. This is a huge buff because the running gun playstyle is very popular, and with the quick mag plus barrel attachment on this gun, you're still going to have, I think, a 1.03 movement speed, which is the fastest of any assault rifle. Along with this, the damage going up from 25 to 27 a shot will make 4-shotting through armor much more consistent. As it is right now, the ACR felt very inconsistent, especially if you were hitting armor. I think these two changes are huge, and I expect to see a lot more people picking this up in tandem with the Vector nerf. It will kind of replace that medium range quick kill play style that a lot of people love. Along with this, the AK5C is getting a huge buff. Probably the biggest weapon change out of every other weapon that's changed so far. Currently, the AK5C is a gun I only use to push people off of head glitches. I feel like with the aim sight or the HM5 scope, it's a very accurate gun that's very good at pushing people off of pixels. Now, I understand the stats don't really translate to that, but for some reason, when you use it, at least for me personally, the spray pattern feels so natural that tracking with it and pushing people off of head glitches with it is a very easy. That's where I always felt like it shined, and that's what it was good at. I was like, okay, it's good for this one thing. But with these changes, I think it'll be, much like the ACR, much more versatile. We're getting a damage increase from 30 to 34. That's 4 damage per bullet. That's massive. That now makes this a 3-shot gun to the body. That's huge. There's not many ARs that are 3-shot to the body without a long barrel or a heavy barrel. And I think this buff is really nice because this is the last AR you get. And the last AR you get shouldn't really feel like a situational weapon. It should feel like something good, like you earned it. Like you worked your way through, you got it. Because right now it feels like after you get the FAL at level 140, the next 2 ARs you get, while they're fun to use, they're not anything really special. But this I think is really nice. You're also getting some vertical recoil and horizontal recoil increase. But honestly, 1.6 vertical recoil and 1.4 horizontal recoil is not too bad, especially considering that the first shot recoils are being reduced down to 1.0. Now, to put that in perspective, in Battlebit Remastered, a 1.0 stat for anything like control accuracy related, not control, like anything recoil related, it's really non-existent. To like the M4 has, I think, like 0.9 horizontal recoil, and anyone who's used the M4 knows that that does not move left or right at all. So it's only when you hit the 2.0 margin do you actually start to really feel these recoils, because that's like around where the FAL sits and the AK5C sits in terms of horizontal recoil, before a flash hider, of course. And those guns, you really feel the horizontal kick. So these small little changes, you'll feel something if you're not putting any attachments on it, but I think once you get your attachments on, you'll be fine. And I expect the AK5C to really be a laser now. Yeah, and it's also like the coolest sounding gun in the game. I'm a big fan of the way it sounds, so super excited to be in the battlefield now, just hearing those. I'm just gonna love hearing that. Also, with all this, the AK5C is getting a reload speed increase, which I think is big for it, because it's one of the only ARs that doesn't get a quick mag, and it feels painstakingly slow reloading this gun in its current state. And along with that, you don't really, like, you'll be putting bullets into people and you have to constantly reload because it takes quite a few bullets to kill people because of its damage and just the way it works out. So I think everything in tandem is very nice, and I'm super excited to see this new meta in action. The SG550 is also getting a muzzle flash size reduced from 100% to 85%. I personally love this change because I have to put a flash hider on the SG as it is right now, because at least for me personally, I can't see anything. when I'm shooting that gun without the flash hider. My entire screen just becomes the flash, especially if I'm peeking like through a window where there's like the shadow effect that happens in this game, where like the closer you are to a wall, the brighter the muzzle flash is. So I'm excited to see this because I would love to put a long barrel on that gun, but as it is right now, it's just visually impossible for me personally to track people at a range without a flash hider on. Now, besides these weapon changes, Oki goes on to state that there's going to be some C4 changes coming to medics. Medics will now only have 3 C4 as base instead of 4. A normal backpack adds +2 if you choose to use that. Almost everyone uses the normal backpack on medic. So you'll still have 5 C4. It's a nice change because I think it takes 3 C4 exactly to blow up an Abrams if you get it on the sweet spot. I could be wrong about this. So, like, if you have to blow up an Abrams without a backpack, it's going to be all your C4. And I think that's fair. I strongly believe that every class should have the ability to destroy a vehicle. You shouldn't be forced into asking an engineer or swapping the engineer. It should be easier for an engineer to destroy vehicles. The engineer should have it the easiest 100%. But every class, if they go out of their way, they should be able to kill a vehicle. And if that vehicle is not playing well, but if that vehicle is playing well and he's a full 3-man team in that vehicle, no class besides an engineer should kill you. That's the way I've always looked at it. But if you're not really driving a tank good and you're just recklessly going around, every class should be able to destroy you. So I like this change, and I like that medics had to keep their C4. You getting 5 C4 is still enough to destroy the staircases up to most of the nice rally points. So that's fine. You'll only be able to take out 3 flights of stairs instead of 4. I'm sorry about that. You'll only be able to take out 2 flights of stairs instead of 3. Or depending on the staircase, you might be able to take out 4 flights. But those are the ones that are attached. Whatever. That's a very specific niche thing. But yeah, so that's a nice little change because I know a lot of people have complained about medics having C4. So medics still get to keep them, but they just get a little bit less. They get the same amount that snipers get. And finally, the APC now has a sweet spot mechanic where it takes 2 times damage from the back. As it is right now, it only takes 2 C4 to blow up an APC, so it'll only take 1 C4 if you get it on the ass of it, which is nice because, like we said, the medic now has 1 less C4. So he can still take out a bunch of APCs if you can get behind it. Overall, I think these are some phenomenal changes to the game. I think these will shift the meta a lot. I'm excited to see all these new guns in action. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, what other changes you're looking forward to. And yeah, like, follow, subscribe, all those things. We stream every single day, Battlebit. We love this game. Not gonna lie, I was getting a little burnt out, but seeing this new wave of changes coming, I'm super excited. And to know that the devs are looking at the game, care about the game, and are willing to keep making changes, should be some great stuff. Yeah, so I'll see you guys around. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.